My name is Dan Dorval, and I'm President and CEO of Dorval and Chorne Financial Advisors. I am an independent certified financial planner and author of my book, Financial Success for the Rest of Us, Reality-Based Financial Planning for Mainstream America.
Hi, my name is Leah Woodley. I'm an associate financial advisor with Dorval and Chorne Financial Advisors. Our conversations discuss what it means to do quality of life planning in all areas of your life. Dan, this week we met with a 60-year-old couple and they had major plans. They had a major goal to build a cabin along with their children. You recommended something that was probably uncommon for them. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so it's actually a pretty common thing for us to run into where when we talk about quality of life, it's inherently personal to everybody that we're helping. And so when they brought up this goal of a major family building project with a cabin, and it was going to take a lot of resources for them to accomplish that, we went through their whole situation and realized they were contributing a lot of money to their retirement plans because they're getting close to retirement, and they felt like from their friends, their family, their coworkers, all these people are like, you need to save more, save more, save more. But that goal, we were able to show them that they were already in great shape for being able to retire. The issue was this kind of short period that was a cash flow crunch where they needed as much cash flow as they possibly could in order to be able to do this cabin project with their kids, which was their ultimate quality of life goal. And so I told them, hey, why don't you reduce your contributions all the way down to the amount that you get matched? And for her, that was actually zero because she didn't get a match. And for him, it was a much lower amount. And they looked at me like I was crazy because they're taught, oh, I need to contribute more, contribute more. And I'm like, that's just a misalignment of the noise of the world around us with your specific situation and your specific goals. And when I laid out exactly why they were having this cash flow crunch for the next few years and how contributing less to their retirement accounts aligned better with that goal, they're like, oh, the light bulb went off. And it kind of all made sense to them. And it's almost like I had to give them permission that it was okay for a while to reduce their contributions because they had already put themselves in a strong position for retirement.
Absolutely. They had a lot of other resources that would be available to them in retirement. And they weren't looking at things from the big picture. They both had pensions that they would be getting. The husband had the employer match, though it was small. That was another way that their retirement would be funded while they're building this cabin. So that is something that sometimes people overlook. They look at this one segment of their life instead of looking at the big picture. So being that they had these other resources, your advice to reduce that retirement plan contribution in order for them to achieve this goal was something that was definitely beneficial to them and something that they were able to go back and look like, oh, we are going to be okay for retirement and we can achieve our goal of building this cabin as well.
Yeah, being able to put all of the puzzle pieces together for them. So instead of talking about a puzzle piece, being able to put all the puzzle pieces together, they were just looking at retirement as its own little thing. And I want to be as well prepared as possible for that one little thing. And then when you put that one thing in the context of all the other puzzle pieces and connect them up, it made more sense to focus less on that piece and more on other pieces along the way.
Yes, everything is interconnected and it's really important for people to look at the big picture, look at the entirety of their puzzle. And I think that's something that we help people do on a daily basis. So that was very, very valuable to them. So, Dan, that was a 60-year-old couple, but what about a younger couple, say someone in their 20s who has goals to maybe go back to school or buy their first home? How does that look when it comes to contributing to retirement and maybe reducing their retirement plan contributions back to that base level?
So again, this idea of like a lot of 20 somethings and 30 somethings, they feel completely overwhelmed with the world around them right now because they have this fear of missing out. And so everybody's saying you need to do this and you need to do this, and you should be contributing at least 15% to your retirement plan. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to retire. And yet, in the reality, they're at the lowest earning levels that they're ever probably going to be at in their career. They feel a cash flow crunch. They're trying to pay back student loans. They eventually want to buy a house. Maybe they're going to get married. Maybe they're going to have children. They have all of these really important life goals that are going to happen over the next 5, 10, 15 years. Retirement is down the road. And when we focus on quality of life planning, the idea is to have consistently good quality of life over an entire lifetime. You need to have quality of life today. You need to be able to have quality of life in the future. Well, for most of the people we help, they don't have unlimited money. They don't have unlimited resources. So they have to prioritize based on their values and motivations and goals. And in many cases, I come in and I say, okay, you're contributing 10, 12, 15% to your retirement plan. You have a cash flow problem. Why don't we reduce that down to whatever you're getting matched for a period of time? You're still going to be contributing to retirement, but along the way, you now have more resources because you have more income. Maybe now that helps you pay down student loans, helps you get into the house that makes sense for you and your family. It allows you to prioritize, and you have a systematic way of dealing with these really difficult decisions.
Absolutely. I think that makes sense for a younger person. What if someone was closer to retirement and they felt like they hadn't saved up enough, and maybe there's someone who doesn't have other resources like a pension? Would you suggest that they contribute more than the employer match?
So the life cycle of the whole financial planning process, we kind of think it's this static, just we do the same thing over our entire lifetimes. And we're kind of taught that that's what we do. Just contribute 15%, and we do that all the time. Well, I can tell you from my own experience that when I left engineering and I became a financial advisor, I had many years where I did not contribute to a retirement plan at all as a financial planner. And that was okay because we had bigger, more important priorities. Then what happens is, maybe those kids start to get a little older. Maybe your daycare costs have gone down. Maybe eventually, they've gone to college. Some of those, raising children type costs go away. You might have to play catch up for a while. And if you have to play catch up, you might have more cash flow. We might say, okay, now jack up your retirement contributions because retirement has become the bigger priority for that process. Now, along the way, we hope that you've been doing something. So it's not like you're starting from scratch, but now we're going to play that catch up process and focus on the next step rather than the last one.
That makes a lot of sense. And I've seen people who have been in that situation. We've met with some nurses who have been in that situation where they did have to play that catch up. But it's great that, like you said, during the lifespan of our lives, we don't have to follow this linear path. There will be times where we're contributing more. There may be times where we're contributing less. But as long as we're able to maintain that quality of life through the duration of our lifespan, that is what is most important. Thank you so much. I hope that this helps someone. We do want to let everyone know we have a Quality of Life Nurse Awards. We are now accepting applications for nurses who are doing something to improve the quality of life of their patients, of other nurses, of people in their community. So if you know of a nurse who represents quality of life, please nominate them. You can click the link that is in the description box below, and we would love to read your nominations.
And
Until
then
next time.
our plan is to make that announcement one time per month. And I think we were talking about doing that the first Thursday of each month at noon on our YouTube channel.
Yes, that is correct. So stay tuned. And as Dan said, this will be given out the first Thursday at 12 p.m. every month.
Thanks, Leah.
Thank you.